Well, hello, boys and girls. You've been sending me all the letters for all your letters about where have I been the last 2 days, and they've been piling up, and I haven't had time to get to it. Well, a couple days ago, I was out having a couple beers, and they turned into a couple rums, and then it turned into a couple shots, and everybody I was out with was pleading with me to take a cab, take a cab, take a cab. Well, I finally just gave in and decided to take a cab, something I had never done before. Um, so sure as shit, we get there on the way home. There's a check stop, and because it's a cab, they let us go through. Let it. I went through, and everything was fine, and I made it home safe and sound, which was actually a pretty big surprise because I had never driven a cab before. And I have no idea where I got it from. And then it was in my garage, and I didn't know what to do with it. So for the last couple of days, it was just a big kerfuffle as I tried to find a place to get rid of this cab, so nobody would know that I took it. So that's the reason why. Thank you for your letters. I'm okay. Everything is fine. I'm not sick or injured or anything like that. But thank you for your concern. Like I said, continue always to give your letters, to send your letters to us. We love them so much. The masseuses, they get all giddy when it's time for letter reading time. They're just jumping around and giggling, and so always just keep on presenting them, boys and girls. Okay, well, we should get to the picks today because I haven't did them for like 2 days. I don't even know what my percentages would be. I didn't even have time to watch hockey because of all of this shenanigans. So, but let's go with tonight because this is huge. We're not going to have another video for a couple days because of that Christmas thing that happens this time of year, right? Okay, let's go. Caps and the Knights is the first game, and the Capitals have been. I have trumpeted Barry Trotz as one of the greatest coaches of our generation for quite some time. If you go onto my YouTube channel there and you see, I look up 10 best coaches in the league, you'll see his name is in there, and I highly recommend you do. I don't know why you wouldn't have watched it already, but there's could be reasons for that, I guess. But check it out. I have him in there for sure. I, with that being said, I think the Caps will take this tonight. But it's these nights. I mean, you just never know what's gonna. You never know. They can take it any night. It's been awesome to watch, but kind of weird at the same time. It's been very weird. It's almost like an elephant in the room thing. There was like, oh yeah, the Knights are still there, right? Okay, when's that gonna stop? But it doesn't. Avs versus the Yotes. The Yotes have been playing better. They won their last game. I'm going to take the Yotes at home here. I had the Avs, but Aranta has been playing as well as they thought it would. Uh, and their defense has been, which they should be. This defense should be a lot better than what it's been showing. They've got a fantastic top four. That should have come out by now and give them enough to win more games. I think you're going to see a better record by the Avs the last half of the season here. Preds versus the Stars. Ellis is back, I believe. So I'm going to have to go with the Preds here. Talk about top four, my gosh. I'm going to go with the Preds. I wouldn't bet on this one, though, because the Stars are playing really well. Hitchcock has got his claws into this team. So once that happens, his teams can just take right off. And I predicted that they would struggle early and do really well later in the season, and that seems to be what's happening. Blues versus the Nucks. The Nucks are just too beat up. This is a confidence builder for the Blues. They're going through a little bit of a lull here. I think the Blues will likely win this, but I'm not seeing big things for the Blues here until Mike Yeo loses his mind. You're going to see it happen. This seems to happen when his teams start to go in a lull. He lets it go for a while, and then there's going to be this day where he just blows his top, and you'll see it on all the frickin' TV stations, and then his teams will just go nuts from there. Kings versus the Sharks. I got to go with the Kings here. No other reason than just Quick is insane. I think Quick could very well get the Vezina this year, and he certainly deserves it because he's been playing fantastic. Ducks versus the Pens. Again, Gibson could be in there too, and he is playing fantastic. I have a feeling the Ducks are going to win this one. Gibson is supposed to be in net, and Murray hasn't been playing the best this year so far. The Ducks are going to be a team to reckon with come playoff time once they're healthy, for sure. Hawks versus the Devils. I'm going to go with the Devils here. The Hawks are kind of beat up on the defense, not by significant names, but they don't need significant names like Ruda, and I can't remember who the other one is. Oh, I think it's Franzen. Not big names, but they are very thin on D, and any injuries at all is going to be a problem for them. Now, they have been playing well besides that, but I think that's going to come to an end here to the Devils. I'm going to take you the Devils 4-1. Wings versus the Bruins. I got to go with the Bruins here. They've been playing fantastic. Just simple as that. Jets versus the Islanders. The Jets without Bufflin here makes it really tough to pick. They're going to put Mason in net too. And the Islanders apparently are putting Halak, and Halak just isn't having a great year. I would definitely go the over here. And I think I'm going to take the Jets because they're just scoring so much right now. They could even outscore the Islanders. Yeah, I'm going to take the Jets, like 6-5. Yeah. Habs versus the Oilers. The Oilers are playing Benning a lot more now, and you're seeing their transition game get better finally. That's what when you watch my preseason video on the Oilers, you'll know that I said I figured that they would struggle early until Nurse and Benning became more of what they're going to be. And that's really what happened. And I think now you're going to see them be very successful. As long as Larson is their number 2, the Oilers are not going to be successful. They need defensemen they need defensemen in their top 2, a defenseman in their top 2 that has a better transition game than Larson. I've been saying that all along, and I think Benning is their guy, and I hope that they keep on going that direction. Oilers, I'm taking the Oilers anyways, by the way. Without Weber, the Habs are pretty much toothless. They will win occasionally because of price, but I think the Oilers will win this one fairly easily. I would say 4-1. Wild versus the Bolts. Bolts for sure on this. I'm not going to go against the Bolts too often the way they're playing this year. Let's say 4-2. Sens versus the Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers here, and it really breaks my heart to say that because I love Boucher, but there's just too much going on wrong with this team with the whole Carlson situation and injuries. And Duchesne came in, and he thought he was in a tough situation with Colorado. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Duchesne, you're in a tougher situation with the Sens. And if it seems like you bailed on that previous team, I was supporting you, but now as I look at it, if you were bailing on that team, I don't know what you're going to do in Ottawa because Ottawa is in probably worse shape. Leafs versus the Rangers. I'm going to take the Rangers here. I wouldn't bet on this game though. I think the Rangers will win 3-2, something like that. This sounds like an overtime game written all over it here. But I'll take the Rangers 3-2. Sabres versus the Canes. Canes are another team like Dallas that I think was going to when Hanifin and Fleury sort of matured through the year, they would become better and better and better. And I think that you're going to see that now for the last half. I took the Canes to make the playoffs, and I still think they will. And I think they'll beat the Sabres here tonight, especially on a back-to-back for the Sabres. Flyers versus the Jackets. I think the Flyers are on a back-to-back here as well. I'm going to take the Jackets, but this is a tough game. The Flyers have been playing extremely well. When this Flyers team matures, especially when they get Carter Hart, and by the way, Jamie Basco, fantastic writer for the Philadelphia Flyers, just did a great interview with Carter Hart. I'd look it up there. I'd look it up on the Twitter or just look it up on. He's a great writer. I love him. And that's true. When Carter Hart is ready, this team is going to be like, forget it. They talk about the Leafs and you talk about the Oilers. This Philly team is going to be insane. That's my full 42%, boys and girls. Jesus went long, but it's been long. It's been a long time since I've been able to grace you with these pearls of wisdom, hasn't it? But now it's time for me to go get at least 13 massages and need to relax for Christmas. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe so you get your free vat of Jaime's Body Lube that's sent as helicopter to your door. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.